like and subscribe. I went to the forest to pick berries, and since the places were not familiar enough to me, I got lost. I left the forest when it was already quite dark at some object near the railway. For small inconspicuous houses in which no light was on. I knocked on each of them and, as it turned out, all 4 houses were abandoned, but the last house, the farthest, was not locked, unlike the others. I went inside, hoping to get some rest after hiking in the woods. It was warm inside, but it smelled of damp. It was clear that no one had visited the house for a long time. But everything was neat and tidy. I sat down on the bed and listened. Somewhere not far away the water murmured. Apparently a stream was running. The moon appeared in a single window. The time was already late, and I decided to spend the night in this warm place until morning. He lay down on the bed and quickly fell asleep. I do not know how much I slept, but I woke up with a strong desire to go to the window. My feet went to the window on their own. The sound of the stream was in my ears, but it was louder than before. I looked out the window and was stunned. In the light of the moon, 30 meters from the house, right in front of the window, was the silhouette of a large creature. The sound of water in my ears got louder. The silhouette did not move. It stood silently and looked at me. I don't know how long this went on, but something suddenly shook its head and slowly walked heavily towards the forest. I experienced a wild weakness. A cold sweat ran down my body, and my hands shook violently. I felt very ill. I was so tired that I somehow got back to the bed and fell unconscious. I came to my senses the next day. The sun was at its zenith. It was clearly noon. But I did not feel the strength after sleep. On the contrary, I wanted to sleep even more. My soul was very disgusting and anxious. But I gathered my strength and left the house. Oddly enough, but the murmur of the stream I no longer heard. I left this ill-fated place, and although it was hard to walk, after a while I still went out onto the highway and went home. I don't know what it was, but it seems to me that this creature hypnotized me and took away some of my energy. Thoughts of death and suicide swirled in my head for several days after that. If it was a man, then he was huge, 3 meters tall, or even more. Don't forget like and subscribe.